Katavajan at Braseniors. Commits a bright afternoon in a quiet suburban neighborhood. The houses line up neatly, identical in design yet slightly varied by the choice of paint or flowers in front yards. The air feels calm, almost too calm, with the faint sound of sprinklers ticking away and a dog barking in the distance. In this tranquility, something unusual is unfolding at one house, a confrontation between a homeowner and two men dressed as police officers, men who are not what they seem. The house itself is modest but well kept, with beige siding, a freshly swept porch, and a welcome mat at the entrance. A small security camera above the door quietly records the scene, its tiny red light blinking. The sun hangs overhead, casting sharp shadows that exaggerate the tension in the air. Two men stand on the porch, occupying the space with the uncomfortable authority of actors who have forgotten their lines. Their uniforms are clearly an attempt at police attire, but small inconsistencies betray them. The shirts are mismatched shades of navy blue, the patches on their shoulders appear cheaply sewn, and their belts carry imitation gear that looks bulky and unprofessional. One has a plastic-looking badge clipped to his chest, shiny but suspiciously light, while the other's badge isn't even visible. Neither has a nameplate. Their boots are scuffed in ways that suggest hard use, but not in the disciplined way of actual officers. The taller imposter stands stiffly, trying to project authority by crossing his arms and narrowing his eyes. His stance, however, is slightly awkward, weight unevenly distributed, as though he's imitating what he's seen on TV rather than years of trained practice. The shorter one fidgets, tugging at his shirt collar, shifting his feet, and glancing nervously at the security camera above the door. Both look uncomfortable, as though they know they are out of place but are determined to carry on the performance. Inside the doorway, the homeowner stands calmly, framed by the warm light of the interior. He holds a smartphone steadily in front of him, recording the entire interaction. His face is composed, not fearful, not angry, but focused, watchful, almost clinical. The phone's camera lens catches the imposter's every twitch, every poorly rehearsed line, ensuring that the truth will be preserved. The taller imposter clears his throat. "Sir, we're here on behalf of the Homeowners Association. You're under arrest for non-compliance with HOA regulations." The words hang in the air, absurd and out of place, as though pulled from a parody script. Behind the phone, the homeowner raises an eyebrow. He doesn't move, doesn't open the door further, just lets the silence press against them. "May I see your badges?" the homeowner finally asks, his voice steady and unimpressed. He doesn't shout, doesn't panic, but the firmness in his tone is undeniable. The shorter imposter glances at his partner, unsure of how to respond. After a pause, the tall. Imagine an image split neatly down the middle, one side a portrait of professionalism, discipline, and authority, and the other a chaotic parody of what authority is supposed to look like. On the left, the scene bursts with the precision and gravity of a real SWAT team in formation. On the right, the illusion crumbles. Two imposters stand in poorly assembled uniforms, projecting authority only in their own imaginations. Together, the split screen becomes a study in contrast, competence versus incompetence, authenticity versus fraud. The left side, real SWAT team. The background is stark and utilitarian, a training ground set against the muted grays of concrete walls. Dust swirls faintly at their boots, sunlight glinting off the steel rails of an obstacle course. The air is charged with the intensity of readiness. 6 SWAT operators stand in a tight formation, gear immaculate and functional. Each officer wears matte black tactical uniforms designed for utility, not show. Their helmets fit snugly, visors down, radios clipped securely to their shoulders. Kevlar vests hug their frames, every strap fastened with the precision of repetition and training. The insignia on their sleeves is clear, sharp, and standardized, marking them as legitimate officers of a recognized agency. Their weapons are carried with discipline, not waved, not flaunted, but held safely at low ready, fingers carefully indexed outside the trigger guard. Their stances are balanced, feet shoulder-width apart, weight evenly distributed. The posture alone tells the story of countless hours of drills, deliberate, cautious, controlled. Each movement in sync, each gaze sharp, every detail rehearsed until it became second nature. Behind their tinted visors, unseen but palpable, is the focus of trained eyes, scanning, evaluating, never distracted. Their breathing is steady. Their presence alone radiates authority, not from intimidation but from the unmistakable aura of preparation and law. The lighting on this side of the image emphasizes order, even natural sunlight washes over them, highlighting polished equipment, clean uniforms, and the calm confidence in their stance. The atmosphere is one of respect. This is what real training, real service, and real accountability look like. The right side, fake officers. Shift your gaze to the other half of the image and the contrast is immediate, almost comical if it weren't so unsettling. Two men attempt to mimic law enforcement but fall far short. Their background is suburban, set against the siding of a cookie-cutter HOA-managed house, with a cracked welcome mat beneath their feet and an unkempt bush pushing awkwardly against the porch railing. Instead of order, the setting carries the banality of a neighborhood dispute dressed up as law. The men's uniforms are sloppy and inconsistent. One wears a faded navy blue shirt that doesn't quite fit, with sleeves rolled clumsily to the elbow. The other sports a cheap knockoff jacket bought online. The entire moment is framed not through the clarity of the human eye but through the mechanical gaze of a home security camera. The perspective is high and slightly angled, mounted above the front porch where it captures everything in a cold, detached view. The image is in black and white, stripped of warmth, the contrast between light and shadow stark and unforgiving. Every detail is flattened into grainy texture, giving the scene the unsettling authenticity of surveillance footage. The porch itself is ordinary, a clean doormat, a pair of potted plants on either side, and the faint outline of the front door's decorative glass. But the two figures standing there transform the space into something tense. Their bodies look rigid under the lens, not because they are composed, but because they are trying too hard to project confidence. The taller one stands slightly in front, feet planted unevenly, arms crossed over his chest. The shorter one shifts from foot to foot, his nervous fidgeting captured frame by frame in jittery movements. The timestamp glows faintly at the bottom corner of the screen, September 15, 2025, 3:42 p.m. Its presence adds weight, a documentary quality, as though the camera is silently insisting, "This happened, and here is when." Because the footage is monochrome, the imposters' uniforms reveal their flaws even more clearly. Without the distraction of color, the mismatched fabrics stand out. The tall man's shirt seems too light compared to his pants, and the badge clipped to his chest reflects an unnatural glare, like cheap foil catching the sunlight. The shorter man's outfit is worse, his pants bag at the knees, and his belt hangs crookedly, weighted down with props that look amateurish even in grainy footage. Their faces appear pale under the unforgiving lens, shadows pooling under their eyes, every nervous glance upward or sideways amplified by the stillness of the background. Neither man makes a convincing silhouette of authority. Instead, they look out of place, two actors on the wrong stage, caught by a camera that doesn't care for performances. At one point, the taller one leans closer to the door, mouth opening in what must be a declaration, but without audio the footage reduces it to an exaggerated motion. His partner glances up at the security camera, caught mid-blink, a brief look of recognition that they are being watched. That single glance says more than words, they know they're exposed. The static hum of the camera's viewpoint never changes. It doesn't flinch, doesn't judge, only records. And in its impartiality, the truth is undeniable: two imposters, standing awkwardly at a suburban doorstep, pretending to be what they are not.